Everybody, today I will discuss some fundamental concepts of national income accounting, and in this part I will discuss market price, factor cost, net indirect taxes, compensation of employees, operating surplus and mixed income. In case of national income calculation, these concepts are very important one, and these concepts are quintessential one for calculation of national income. So first I will discuss the market price. It is the price at which the producers selling their goods in the market. At what price the producers selling their goods in the market is market price. Similarly related to the factor cost, you see next concept. It is the factor payment made by the production units or made by the producers or investors to the household sector for the factor services like land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. Okay, it is the factor payment in the form of rent, wages, interest, and profit made by the producers or production units. Okay, to the household sector for the provision of factor services like land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. Okay, it's the factor cost. Next one, indirect taxes. It means we know that it means the tax imposed by the government on goods and services. Now, presently, the unified tax system is operating in India. It is goods and services tax. Already, it replaced cascading effect of tax because preceding time different type of indirect tax imposed by the government, but now it is unified one and it is GST. So simply indirect taxes, it means tax imposed by the government on goods and services. Next one, subsidies. Subsidies, it means financial assistance by the government to the small farmers and to the small producers for promoting production in the economy. And here I have written, you see, financial assistance provided by the government to the enterprises, small business units, and farmers to promote business and agricultural production. Subsidies means not in the form of cash. For example, you see, a small farmer want to purchase a pump set. Actual price, market price of the pump set is 50,000, but he is purchasing the pump set by paying only rupees 30,000. It means on behalf of the farmer 20,000 paid by the government. So this 20,000 is the subsidy. Similarly for small producer, if the cost price of the machine is 5 lakh, it is the market price, but for the small producer, it is available in the government store uh, only rupees 3 lakh. Actually market price of the machine is 5 lakh, but in government store it is available for the small producer is rupees 3 lakh. So 2 lakh is subsidy, okay, got by the producer. So similarly it means financial assistance provided by the government to the enterprises and farmers to promote business and agricultural production. Next one, net indirect taxes. Net means difference. So net indirect taxes, abbreviation form it is NIT. Remember, it is the difference between the indirect taxes and subsidies. Okay, the symbol of indirect taxes is IT. Similarly, the symbol of market price is MP. The symbol of factor cost is FC. Just to remember these symbols, very important one in case of national calculation. So net indirect taxes, it is the difference between taxes and subsidies. It is NIT. Okay, difference between indirect taxes and subsidies. I have written NIT is equal to indirect taxes minus subsidies. Next one, conversion of market price to factor cost. Okay, uh, in case of national income calculation, must, okay, there is conversion of market price to factor cost, then indirect taxes subtracted, because indirect taxes actually it means it is indirect tax is already included in the price of the product. Okay, suppose you want to purchase a mobile the tax is included. It means in the price of the mobile. So suppose the mobile price is 5,000 rupees. Mobile price is 5,000 rupees. Then actual price is it is 4,500 and 500 is GST. So like this, indirect tax is already included in the price of the product. So when there is conversion from cost, then indirect taxes IT subtracted, indirect taxes subtracted and subsidies added. Just to remember. If separately indirect taxes and subsidies given, then indirect taxes subtracted and subsidies added, or otherwise net indirect taxes subtracted. If NIT given, then directly subtract the NIT. There is no need of any indirect taxes and subsidies. If NIT given, indirect tax given, then only you consider NIT. If NIT given, indirect tax subsidies given. So don't worry about indirect taxes and subsidies. You do not consider. Only you subtract. It means NIT. So one thing to remember: when there is conversion from market price to factor cost, indirect taxes subtracted, subsidies added. Okay, or if NIT given, then NIT subtracted. So one example here I have given: GDP MP to GDP FC. Then in this case, MP minus indirect taxes plus subsidies. Already I have discussed. If both are separately given, otherwise directly subtract NIT if NIT given. So here just to remember, if NIT given but separately indirect taxes and subsidies are not given, then directly subtract NIT. Or NIT given and either indirect taxes or subsidies are both given. NIT given, only indirect tax given, or subsidies given, or both indirect taxes and subsidies given, then only you subtract NIT. Okay, if separately indirect taxes and subsidies given, then indirect taxes must be subtracted, subsidies added. Or if NIT given, then directly you subtract NIT. If NIT given and indirect taxes given, so only you directly subtract NIT, because it means NIT is the difference between indirect taxes and subsidies. Clear? So when there is conversion from market price to factor cost, indirect taxes subtracted and subsidies added, or NIT, okay, subtracted. Similarly, factor cost to market price. When there is conversion from factor cost to market price, is indirect taxes added, IT added, indirect taxes added, and subsidies subtracted, or otherwise NIT added. The NIT is the difference between indirect taxes and subsidies, or NIT added. If separately IT and subsidies given, then add IT, indirect taxes, and subtract subsidies. If NIT given, then directly add NIT. Okay, same thing here. I discussed. For example, GDP-FC to GDP-MP, then GDP-MP is equal to GDP-FC, okay, plus IT minus subsidies. Here, your FC to MP, GDP-FC given, okay, factor cost given, factor cost to market price. Factor cost to market price means indirect taxes added, subsidies subtracted, or NIT. If NIT given, NIT added. Similarly, if NIT given but separately indirect taxes and subsidies are not given, then directly NIT added. Or NIT given and either indirect taxes or subsidies are both given, then only you subtract, only you add NIT. Okay, only in the numerical NIT given means you add NIT. Okay, it means you do not consider indirect taxes and subsidies. Separately, if it is given, only in confusion. Separately, it is given, you leave it. Okay, if separately it is given, indirect taxes, subsidies given, NIT is not given, then it means add indirect taxes, subtract subsidies. Okay, if NIT given and either indirect taxes or subsidies given, or both indirect taxes and subsidies given, and also NIT given, then only you add NIT. Okay, in this case it is factor cost to market price. Clear? Next one very important one in case of income method. Okay, calculation of national income through income method. It is very important one. Compensation of employees. It is the factor income. Okay, it is the factor income received by the employees from the employers for rendering their productive services. Okay, it is the factor income received by the employees from the employers for rendering their productive services. So factor income received by the employees in the form of cash, kind and social security contributions. You know that in our country, people are working in private sectors and government sector. When they render their productive service, then in return they receive salary or wages in the form of cash or in the form of kind and in the form of social security contributions. Okay, so basically salary consists of it means three things: in the form of cash, in the form of kind, and social security contributions made by the employers. So you see, so simply definition compensation COE, abbreviation from just to remember, compensation of employees COE. Okay, it is the factor income received by the employees from the employers for rendering their productive services. So COE includes actually the salary received in the form of cash, in the form of kind. Kind means quarter facility, free residential facility, free education for children, free medical facility, free fooding facility. So it is the salary in the form of kind. And next one, employers' contribution to social security schemes. Social security schemes, after retirement, it means people are getting pension on retirement. Okay, because already till 60, already they have provided their valuable service, they have provided their productive service. So after 60 years, it means they are entitled to receive uh, pension on retirement in the form of social security to maintain the rest of the life. Similarly, provident fund is there. In case of provident fund, you know that in each and every month, suppose in my example, 10% deducted from the employee salary and 10% given by the employer. Okay, it is deposited. In emergency case, the employee release this money and meet the need. Or otherwise, after retirement, the lump sum amount of money he received with interest. It is provident fund. Also, it is one type of social security. Retirement pension, one gratuity after retirement also. After retirement or after death of the employee, after death of the employee, it means gratuity released by the employer. Similarly, insurance made by the employer. Insurance made by the employer for the benefit of the employees. So these are the social security contributions. Okay, to protect the workers. Okay, so that they maintain very peacefully, comfortably, it means in rest of their lives. So three things you remember. So salary received in the form of cash, salary received in the form of kind, and another one, employers contribution to social security schemes. So it is very important, third one. So in case of actually here you see already have written, it means COE formula in compensation of employees, it is cash plus kind plus employers contribution to social security schemes. But in case of employers contribution to social security schemes, you remember it is pension on retirement, gratuity, provident fund, life insurance. Okay, all these things provide by the employer. So in numerical question, if directly COE given, just you consider. If COE is not given, then you search. It is salary in the form of cash, then salary in the form of kind. In monetary value, it is given. Okay, in kind means salary in the form of kind means monetary value, it is given. So then you search salary in the cash and employer's contribution. If directly employer's contribution is not given, then you see contribution towards provident fund, pension on retirement. It is a numerical value it is given. You consider. If COE given, then again you do not add cash or employer's contribution to social security schemes because double counting is arising. Because these are the cash and employer's contribution to social security schemes. These are the part of compensation of employees. Once you consider COE, then you do not consider other parts. Okay, due to this double counting is arising. So just you remember, compensation of employees is equal to cash plus kind plus employer's contribution to social security schemes. Next one, operating surplus. Operating surplus, it is the income derived from the property. From the property, suppose someone use your land, then he paid to you rent. Suppose it means on rented basis, I lease my land to someone, so I receive interest. I receive rent. Similarly, suppose I lent out money to others, then I collect interest. Royalty, it means subsoil assets. Subsoil assets actually owner is government. Subsoil assets like coal, bauxite, iron. Okay. So the owner of subsoil assets is the government. Clear? So it means rent, interest, royalty. Okay, royalty means using subsoil assets. Suppose one company want to use coal. Suppose you are the owner of the steel company, then you must make agreement with the government but to collect coal, to bauxite, iron. Suppose you are the owner of the steel company, then you need coal and iron. Then you must made agreement with the government. According to the agreement, actually, suppose in my example, you made agreement that 30% profit you pay to the government for using of mining materials like coal and iron. Okay, it is the royalty. It means companies, royalty means companies paid to the government for using subsoil assets like coal, bauxite, iron, etc. So operating surplus, it is the income derived from the property. Property, rent, interest, royalty. My land. If someone use my land, then I receive it rent. Definitely. So if I lend my money, if I lend my fund, then I receive interest. Because my fund, it means used by someone. Then similarly, if any producers and investors use the subsoil assets, definitely they use bauxite, coal, iron. So they made agreement. They paid part of the profit to the government for using subsoil assets. It is royalty because owner of the subsoil assets is the government. It is the property of the government. And from the entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship is profit. Okay, if a person suppose use his managerial skill, use his organizing ability, then he receive part of the profit in the form of return. Okay, so operating surplus, it is the income derived from the property. Okay, property, rent, interest, royalty. It means the price of the land is rent. Okay, the price of the money capital is interest, and subsoil assets. Okay, the price is royalty, and entrepreneurship. Price of managerial skill is profit. So royalty here I have written companies paid to the government for using subsoil assets. They made agreement. How much part of the profit they pay to the government, it means in the form of royalty if they use subsoil assets. Similarly, you see profit, another important one. It is profit actually. It is here you see, it means from the entrepreneurship is profit. Profit actually add three things. One is the dividend, because some people invested funds on the shares of the company. So you are the shareholder. Okay. For example, I invest 5 lakh rupees on the shares of Reliance company. So definitely I receive dividend. Okay, I purchased the shares of Reliance company and invest money. So I receive dividend. So companies paid part of the profit to the shareholders. Those people invested funds on the shares of the companies. They are the shareholders. Their money used by the companies. So definitely they receive dividend. Okay, from the companies. So dividend is the part of the profit. Similarly, part of the profit paid as tax to the government. Okay, it is corporation tax. Corporation tax is the tax paid by the production units, paid by the producers to the government. It is also part of the profit. Okay, now suppose corporation tax rate is 30%. So 30% of the profit paid to the government in the form of tax. It is also included in direct tax. Direct tax actually income tax and corporation tax. Okay, income tax paid by an individual. Okay, according to the income slab. So similarly, corporation tax, the tax paid by the business personnel to the government. So here also it is the part of the profit. Then remaining profit is called undistributed profit. Undistributed profit, alternate name, retained earning or corporate saving. You remember, remaining profit used by the companies for further expansion of business, for further development of the business. So profit actually divided into three parts. One is the dividend. Companies paid part of the profit to the shareholders. Shareholders means those people actually invested funds on the shares of the companies. So definitely they receive dividend. So like when we deposit our money in the bank, then we receive interest. So similarly here, if the people invested their funds on the shares of the companies, then they receive dividend. So then part of the profit paid as a tax to the government, part of the profit paid by the producers to the government in the form of tax, and then remaining profit is called undistributed profit or return earnings or corporate saving, same thing. So remaining profit used for further expansion of business. So here profit is equal to dividend plus corporation tax plus undistributed profit or corporate saving or retained earning. Just to remember alternate name. So in the numerical, suppose in the question, if profit given directly you consider, then you cast aside dividend, corporation tax, undistributed profit. Sometimes in the numerical, profit given, dividend given. So only you consider profit. If you add dividend, then double counting is arising. So because the dividend is the part of the profit. So if profit directly given, you consider only profit. Because in sometimes in confusion, profit given, dividend given, corporation tax given. Only you consider profit. Because dividend and corporation tax are the part of the profit. So if both you consider, profit you consider, and then other side dividend and corporation tax consider, then double counting is arising. So if profit is not given, then you search dividend, corporation tax, undistributed profit. Okay, you add all the three components. Okay, add up dividend, corporation tax, and undistributed profit to get profit. If profit is not given, if directly in the question profit is given, then you consider only profit. Okay, if profit given, undistributed profit given, you consider only profit because undistributed profit is the part of the profit. Okay, so both you do not consider profit and if you add both profit and undistributed profit, then double counting is arising. So here same thing I've written. If profit given and either dividend or corporation tax or undistributed profit given, then only profit taken because others are the parts of the profit. Or if profit is not given, then add dividend, corporation tax, and undistributed profit to avoid double counting in case of income, in case of national income. Okay, accounting. Clear? Next one, mixed income. It is the income generated by own account workers like farmers, barbers, etc. And also unincorporated enterprises like shopkeepers, retail traders, etc. Suppose, for example, you see in mixed income part, suppose I am having a coaching center. My family members are the teachers. Okay, it is the own account. Actually, basically, it is the income generated by own account workers. Okay, suppose as a doctor, it means I am having a clinic, but my family members are the workers. It is the own account workers. It is the income generated by own account workers. So similarly, in case of barbers, you see, in saloon, the family members are the hair cutters. Okay, then income is mixed one. So there is no need to separate. It means paid salary or paid wages. Clear. And in case of on incorporated, because corporate sector, hire workers from outside. Hire workers from outside means definitely the owner paid salary or wages. But in case of unincorporated enterprises like shopkeepers sometimes the it means the relatives, family members, they are sitting in the shop. Okay. Similarly, retail traders, etc. It is the mixed income. It is the income generated by own account workers. Clear? It is the mixed income. Okay, thank you.